From the Same to the Same by Jack London. London, July 19. Your birthday, Herbert, and for greeting I state that I walk your length with you. A truce to quarreling. It is now a year since you informed me you were going to be married, and since then the gods have thundered their laughter at the sight of two muttering men who sat themselves on the axes of earth to dangle their legs into orbit vastness. Chronic somnambulists that they are, they took their monopolist way thither in their sleep. I cannot tell you how full of vagary the correspondence we have fallen into seems to me. I deliberately attempted to write you into passion, and for months you deliberately continued to convict yourself out of your own mouth, and we did not see that it was tragic and comic and preposterous. Could we personify this our PG 189 dealing? We would do well to call it a kind of Caliban. And the tentacles we threw out, clawing at everything, stealing for prop to our little theory all of man and God. It is the conceit of us that I find utterly hopeless of grace, so I drop my role of omniscience. I take my form off the hub, believing the system will maintain its gravity though I go my private way, and I promise to let you alone. Forgive me, and God bless you. Ah, yes, and many happy returns of the day. All my heart in the blessing and the wish. I did some remembering today, dear lad. When you were born, I was 5 years younger than you are now, yet I felt myself old. If we were as old as we feel, we would die of old age at 21. My life seemed all behind me, long, turbulent, packed with pain, useless. I spoke of myself as if all were over. It had been full of purpose, but what came of it? A few rhymes and a spoilt hope. To my morbid fancy, your having come to be was a signal for me to go. I had no thought of dying, yet I accepted you as the proof of my failure. In the exacting eyes of the genius of the race, I was insolvent. You were not mine. I looked into time and saw none of me there. PG 190. Yet the letter I wrote to your parents was sincere. How else? And that night and the next, I wrote Gentlemen Adventurers, which the critics called the epitome of all that is ballet-esque. One pitied the dead because they could go forth no more on water and under sky. This poem, written in a mood which beneficent nature sends on the too sick spirit, has served for more than a quarter of a century as the complete and accepted catalogue of the reasons for living. Well, I must not laugh at it. It may be true that the passion of my heart incarnated itself in it beyond the rest, that my one song sang itself out those first 3 days of your life. If so, it is true that love is never cheated of its fruit, and that the joy which might have been for the individual oozes out of him to the race, that the strength which would have settled upon itself in the calm of satisfied hope filters through him outwards. Good night, lad. My hand is on your shoulder, and I am loath to take it off. For a while I would like what cannot be, to travel with you the red-brown country roads fragrant with hay, to cross the stiles and knock upon the cabin doors, and enter where sorrow and where gladness is, big with greeting and sure of welcome. PG 191. I have often pleased myself with the fancy that the outer aspects of life are patterned after the inner, so that in the map of the spirit are to be found city and country, wood, desert and sea, so that we know these outer worlds through having traveled the worlds within. Though I stay behind, my eyes can follow you from this night's landmark along the stretch, onto the city avenues, up the highways, tracing the twists of the bypaths, clambering untrod trails of wilderness and mountain, on, till out upon the sea. In one of the near turnings, a woman with waiting face smiles subtly. Her hands beckon you to the tryst. Godspeed, my son. Dane. PG 192.